Hello, welcome everyone. In this video, I'm going to work over another example. We have this function right here, and we want to use the definition of derivative to solve this function right here. So I'm going to go ahead and start plugging in this right here into this function right here, the terms that we have here. So we're going to evaluate the function at x plus h. So what I'm going to do is plug in x plus h into our function. And the other thing I'm going to be using is I'm going to use, we know that a square root sine is equal to exponent raised to 1/2 power, or power of 1/2. So I'm going to be using that instead of drawing a lengthy square root on the terms. So let's go ahead and do that. So I'm going to plug in here. We have x. We're going to put x plus h here and square that. That's our first term in the function, minus 2 and x plus h. That's the second term in the function, and everything is raised to 1/2 power, which is the square root, minus the second right here is f of x. So basically that is the function itself. So I'm going to be using just x squared minus 2x and raised to 1/2. So for square root, I just put the 1/2, the power raised to 1/2, and everything divided by h as limit of this as h goes to 0, because that's how the derivative is found. So we have something like this. And the other thing that I'm going to do is that we have to rationalize the numerator. So we have something like this whole thing is called, like, if you just take it as like a and this is b. Okay, so when we have something like a square root of something, we want to turn that into a rational. We just multiply and divide by let's say we have a minus b right now. So we have this a term minus b term. What we do is we multiply it by a plus b, and then we divide it by a plus b. When we do that, it doesn't change the function, right? Because when we multiply and divide by the same thing, it's not going to have any net impact on the function itself. So it's not going to change into something else, but it's going to help us to solve this particular problem. So I'm going to go ahead and so after that, I'm going to take advantage of this, that a minus b and a plus b. When we multiply these two, we get the first term square minus the second term square. And that's going to help us immensely when we solve this right here. So I'm going to go ahead and do this. So this is a minus b. So we have x plus h square minus 2x plus h to 1/2. Everything is raised to 1/2. I'm sorry, this thing right here. So I'm going to put another set of parentheses, minus we have x squared minus 2x raised to 1/2. So this whole quantity is raised to 1/2, and then we multiply this. I'm going to just put a bracket here so we know the difference. We are multiplying with a plus b. So this is a term, and then the only thing we're going to change is this one into plus. So we have x plus h square minus 2 in parentheses x plus h, and this whole thing raised to 1/2, and this negative becomes positive, and we have x squared minus 2x to 1/2, and everything divided by h. So this whole quantity is divided by h. So divided by, hold on. So we multiply And then we also divide, so I forgot that. So I just did multiplication right here, the top part, and then I have to divide by the same thing. So we have x plus h squared minus 2x plus h, and the whole thing raised to 1/2, plus x squared minus 2x raised to 1/2. Okay, so we multiplied by a plus b and divided by a plus b, and this thing was also, whole thing was divided by h as well in our original function right here. So this is what we get, and the next thing is we're gonna go ahead and simplify it further. So this is the next step right here. When we have a minus b times a plus b, so it becomes the a squared minus b squared. So this is our a and this is our b. So we get, so it would become we have x plus h squared minus 2 x plus h and everything raised to 1/2, and then we square that, and minus b squared would be the second term, this right here, so that becomes x squared minus 2x raised to 1/2, and square that part, and then divided by, we have h right here times this right here, so we have x plus h squared minus 2 x plus h to 1/2. Okay, this whole thing raised to 1/2, and plus x squared minus 2x raised to 1/2 right here. So we have that. I'm gonna go ahead and simplify it further. So give me a minute, I'm gonna go to next screen on that. So when we take the squares of this term, so let's go to next screen and go ahead and write it again. So we have, I'm gonna write it again. So we have numerator, we had x plus h squared minus minus 2x plus h, and the whole quantity was raised to 1/2 and squared, minus the second term was, we had x squared minus 2x raised to 1/2 power, and everything raised to second, divided by, we had h times, we had x plus h squared minus 2x plus h to and everything raised to 1/2. plus, let me see if I made a mistake in the previous one. No, actually it's good. Okay. Plus, we had this x squared minus 2x raised to 1/2 right here. Okay, so that's what we had. So I'm just going to go back in my previous slide and just want to make sure this is correct. All right, this is good. Now we're going to go ahead and simplify this. And remember, as h goes to 0, limit as h goes to 0 is there as well. All right, now I'm going to go ahead and solve this. So this is a square root. When you take a square of a square root, it undoes the square root. So we just left with x plus h squared minus 2x plus h. All right, so that's the first term. The second term, same thing happens here. This 1/2 gets canceled by the square, so the square undo the 1/2 or the square root, so you're left with just x squared minus 2x, and then everything divided by this h times, we have x plus h squared minus 2x plus h and whole thing raised to 1/2 plus x squared minus 2x raised to 1/2 right here. And all right, now we go ahead and simplify this further. So when we open the square of x plus h squared, it becomes x squared plus 2hx plus h squared. Well, I just, I simplified it. If you don't know how to do it, just do it on the paper. Just expand the term x plus h times x plus h and then multiply all the terms and then combine the like terms. That will get you this right here. Minus, we have, since it's negative, so negative multiplies, negative 2 multiplied with x, it becomes negative 2x. And then negative 2 multiplies with positive h, it becomes negative 2h. And then negative, there's nothing here, that means there's 1 here. So negative 1 multiplies with positive x squared, it becomes negative x squared. And negative 1 multiplies with negative 2x, it becomes 2x. Remember, when there's only a negative sign outside the parentheses, that means there's a 1 there, okay? And then divide by, we have h times, we have x plus h squared minus 2x plus h to 1/2 and plus x squared minus 2x to 1/2 power 1/2 right here. So now we have this particular one, and we're going to combine the like terms here in the numerator and simplify it further, and also limit as h goes to 0. So I have omitted some places, but we know that the limit as h goes to 0 is there. So if we combine the like terms in numerator, this x squared cancels out. Anything else? This 2x cancels out, plus 2 and negative 2, they cancel out each other. So you're left with something just 2hx plus h squared minus 2h. So I'm gonna go to next slide to solve this one. So give me a second. Just want to make sure we don't make any mistake. Okay. So we go ahead and start here. Limit as h goes to 0. Now we are left with 2hx in the numerator plus h squared and minus 2h. That was our numerator after simplifying. And then we have, in the denominator, we had h times, we have x plus h squared minus, was it minus or plus? Minus 2x plus h, and that was our a term, and this whole thing was raised to 1/2, plus we had our b term, which is just x squared minus 2x raised to 1/2 right here. Okay. So now we factor out h from top. So if we factor out h, we have h is gone, so you're left with 2x plus h minus 2 on top. And in denominator, we still have this part right here, h times x plus h squared minus 2x plus h, and whole thing raised to 1/2 plus x squared minus 2x raised to 1/2. Okay, so now we have h in the numerator and h in denominator. We can cancel this out. I haven't simplified the denominator, but it would be the same thing as we did, previously. If you want me to do it, I'm going to go ahead and, actually I'm going to go ahead and do it so we can see, so we won't make any mistake. If you take the square, it becomes x squared plus 2hx plus h squared minus 2x minus 2h, just simplifying it at the same time, everything raised to 1/2 power plus x squared minus 2x raised to 1/2 power, and this is what we got in the denominator. All right, now as h goes to 0, limit as h goes to 0, a lot of terms that has h in it are going to go to 0. So this h goes to 0, this term goes to 0, this term goes to 0, this term goes to 0 as well. So in the numerator, or on the top, we have 2x minus 2, and in the denominator we have x squared minus 2x raised to 1/2, x squared minus 2x raised to 1/2 plus another x squared minus 2x raised to 1/2. And then if you solve it further, you have 2x minus 2. Now you have two like terms in the denominator, so basically you have 2 times x squared minus 2x raised to 1/2, which is the same as, square root. You can change that to a square root if you want to the 1/2, so it would be more like 2x minus 2 on the top, and you have square root 2 times square root of x squared minus 2x. So these are your final answers. You can leave it in either format, it's correct. All right, hopefully this helps. It's a pretty lengthy one, so there are going to be a lot easier ways to do these once we learn other methods. So that would be it.